Then farther we get through here, we get to our purple cushes. They're a really stringy plant, and they are not fun to keep pruned and whatnot.
Marijuana is, to put it, well, bluntly, a controversial topic in the U.S. With recreational use growing and legalization possible in the next few years, now is perhaps the most opportune time ever to truly understand what the plants do, who the farmers are, and what struggles and benefits this ancient plant may provide. In this edition of From Clone to Cure, we learn how they're cultivated.
Once we have a few plants, we'll clone off of those plants. We call those mother plants. Once we get to a point where we have good numbers of the clones, from there we'll destroy the mothers. And at that point we can actually start developing crops from the clones.
Every plant starts its life as a clone, a genetic copy of a mother plant chosen for its high-quality traits like potency, aroma, or resistance to pests.
At this point, we're up to anywhere from 30 to 40 strains that we're taking care of right now. I like to have at least 2 nodes. So then after that, we use this cloning gel, and basically what this does is protect the cellulose from being more damaged than it already is. And you just want to put it nice and lightly back in there.
From there, the clones grow under carefully controlled conditions, with exact levels of light, humidity, and nutrients tailored to each stage of development. It takes around 1 to 3 months to go from clone to harvest.
I don't like to use growth hormones. I want to keep it as natural as possible, and that's kind of why I chose the products I use.
Once mature, the plants are harvested and hand-trimmed to preserve the quality of the buds. After drying and curing, a process that enhances flavor and potency, the product is tested for safety as well as THC levels before ever reaching a customer.
For testing, when sometimes you're looking at like $350 a pop, and then you also have to have close to about 5 pounds typically.
The metric tracking system tracks every single plant from cloning through destruction. From clone to cure, it is a process that blends agriculture, science, and regulation. And here at Rocky Mountain Remedies, it's all happening under one roof, helping shape the future of Montana's marijuana industry. After harvest, the plants need to be processed into their actual usable chemicals. This is where things get interesting. Rocky Mountain Remedies is one of the few companies in Montana with a full spectrum of licenses. Not only do they grow the marijuana, but they also process it into finished products to sell.
So we have a cultivation license, we have a dispensary license, and then we also have a manufacturing license. And the manufacturing is actually to do extractions and make edibles and oil and all of those things.
The entire process is akin to a university chemistry lab with beakers, microscopes, and at the center, the large extraction chamber. It requires a significant knowledge of physics and safe practices to do it well.
Expansion vessel, basically what it's doing is heating up the gas back into a liquid. So basically all we're doing in there is thermodynamics.
Through the use of thermodynamics, solvents remove the oils from the shake, the parts of the plants that are left over after the buds are harvested. It takes about an hour to go from raw plant material to a super concentrated THC oil.
Always got off tag, it transfers over and over and over and over until you get a new package tag. Here we go.
From there, the oil can be further refined into a distillate through a proprietary process of heating and cooling in what is essentially a specialty pot still like you might see in whiskey production. After refinement, this thick syrup can contain more than 80% pure THC.
You're heating it, you're actually pulling all that gas out. Plants will produce anywhere from 18 to 25%. If everything goes well and everything goes right, you can get, low 30s, mid 30s. Typically, if it's just raw THC oil rather than distillate, your average testing numbers should be between 70 to 85%. If you get into the 90 percentile of THC content with raw oil, everything just went right. Everything. It's got to go just perfect.
The distillates are then used to make the final products that will go on to be sold. These include vape cartridges, edibles, sugar, shatter, and many other varieties.
What the THC and CBD percentages are, it's a process. You gotta always keep it moving. I mean, as you see, there's a lot going on around here. So.
No company is complete without sales, and with marijuana, it's a rather complicated affair with a lot of regulations.
Hey, how's it going today? If I could just see your ID real quick and we'll get you taken care of. Awesome, thank you very much, sir.
In the last 2 episodes, we talked about how a grow facility and the actual production happen. Now we're going to talk about how it's sold retail at a dispensary.
If it doesn't have the THC and CBD percentage, it is out of stock currently.
Okay, that makes sense.
When someone comes in to purchase cannabis in our dispensary, it's definitely about legality and safety and making sure you follow the rules so we don't ruin this for everyone. Yeah, it's kind of got a sweet taste, but it's still kind of like the greeny earth taste. This is for informational purposes. We are not professionals and we cannot advise your treatment. Our point of sale system will actually report that sale to the metric government system, and they have to leave with an exit bag. So if they don't have an exit bag, you have to provide one for them. I always suggest to people, put your exit bag in your trunk. Because if you have it open just a little bit in the front seat or the back seat, you're just gonna get yourself into trouble that you didn't need to. All right, so with the taxes, your total today is going to be $19. You're gonna have to use our ATM. I apologize. No. We can only do cash.
So to me, I think dispensaries are key because they keep the control there and then everyone's safe.
But at the end of the day, once all the sales are reported in the metric, we go into the metric system from our side and we have to finalize all the sales. So at that point, the bud tender is verifying with the state, I sold all these products, and then you clear it and move on to the next day.
The law dictates the packaging, how it's tracked, where it can be used, and even the signage for the company.
When recreational marijuana became legal in Montana, the state basically told all the counties that are allowing recreational marijuana, they can decide to add an extra tax of 3% or not. So Cascade County was one of those that did. So you notice all of our signs are right on the building. So like even when you see those like little flags, those have to be on the property. If they're off the property, they could come and ding you if they wanted to.
Don't be afraid to go into a dispensary. They're not evil people. They're good people, and they just want to help you.
That's it for you. Awesome. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping in.
Even with the sale complete, the work is not quite done. While most businesses would simply deposit the money in their bank account, with marijuana still being a Schedule I narcotic according to the federal government, that's not the case for marijuana manufacturers.
Because it is federally illegal, we cannot run a bank account through our business. So everything is done in cash.
By federal standards, they're still breaking the law, which means no bank or credit union or anyone else with an FDIC insurance can actually do business with them.
Kind of a bummer deal, I wish there was something that could be done about that, but unfortunately most banks are federally funded, so until federally it's okay, we're not going to be able to use bank accounts.
Despite being technically illegal, they still have to, of course, pay payroll taxes, pay their employees, and that means they have to get creative.
The accounting part of it can get a little tricky, and having a lot of cash around, it's very uneasy. The other part of that is it's like I can't get direct deposit. I get my check in cash every week. All of our bills, we go to Walmart and put it on one of those debit card things that they have. And that's how we pay our electric bill and order supplies that we need for the grow or the dispensary and those kind of things. We have to pay taxes on all of our sales and whatnot, and then the taxes for our employees, then we have to send that all in separately as well. So it's definitely very annoying. It's a bummer, it really is.
Despite the frustrations with the regulation, most of the marijuana manufacturers actually support them. The money goes towards a good cause, and the rules make sure to keep people safe.
I think it does do good. I think having it legalized definitely helps lower criminal activity. I do think it needs to be regulated. Just like liquor licenses and whatnot. I mean, that all needs to be regulated. But at the same time, I think too much of the regulation or too much of taxation on it leads people back to going to purchasing it illegally.
Whether you're for or against marijuana, it seems to be here to stay. And until the federal government changes, the 38 states and counting with legalization of marijuana will keep making money from it. Until next time, keep rolling wild.